I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is George Magrath. He is CEO at Lexitas Pharma Services. George, it's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Now, before we get started, just a quick note to viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so George, tell me about Lexitas Pharma Services.
So Lexitas Pharma Services is a niche provider of pharmaceutical services to ophthalmology companies. So our job, our mission in life is to help companies get ophthalmology products approved.
Okay, so George, not only are you CEO of the company, but you're also a practicing ophthalmologist. So tell me, how does that direct connection with patients help you drive the direction of Lexitas?
Yeah, well, so I've been on all aspects of drug development, and really my goal and my mission is truly to try to help get new medicines to patients that have vision problems. And I see that every day in my clinical practice, or when I do clinical practice, which has been cut back at this point. But really it started out as an equity analyst, morphed into developing some products, and now I'm at Lexitas Pharma Services, where it's really been magnified, and we get to help, at any one time, 30 to 40 fantastic companies that are developing in our area.
All right, is it true that you sometimes show up to calls, to meetings, and you're still wearing your scrubs to just come out of surgery?
That's infrequent, but that has happened before, yes.
I don't want to miss that meeting. All right, so George, tell me, what are you seeing in terms of investments in the life sciences space, especially when it comes to funding new trials?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it has been a rocky year and a half or so for small biotech funding. We have seen larger companies continuing to develop, and we're starting to see the smaller companies start to get some momentum and begin to be funded again. So we're really starting to come out of that, and we're seeing that at Lexitas as our business is picking up and as we're developing more and more new science. I think that the last couple of years has been good for the industry because it really has focused a lot of great talent, a lot of great teams on great science, and so it really has allocated the capital that's available to some great projects. And as we're starting to see that expand and those projects progress, I think we're going to see great things for patients in the near future.
All right, and tell me, what advice do you have for pharma companies looking for a CRO partner to manage their trials?
Oh, well, so the most important thing is that as the industry has moved towards more personalized medicine, more complex treatments, really the trial design and complexity has increased as well. We also worry a lot about diversity and inclusion in clinical trials, and a lot of other aspects of doing very robust studies to prove whether or not a drug is safe and then effective. And so really a niche provider and somebody who truly understands the space is what I would suggest companies looking for, because it really is dependent on intimate knowledge of the disease state, the patients you're trying to help, and the drugs you're trying to progress.
Mm-hmm. All right, and finally, tell me, what are some of the big opportunities that you see coming out in the ophthalmic drug and device development space in the next few years?
Oh, it's really exciting. So we're seeing a really renaissance in gene therapy and cell therapy. And it's truly transformational. So in ophthalmology, we were really a blessed field because we had the first approved gene therapy with Luxturna, which was for a really debilitating disease that caused blindness. And we've seen a lot of follow-on with that. And we've seen a lot of work in the geographic atrophy space, which is macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of blindness in the elderly in the United States. We're seeing some amazing treatments for diabetic eye disease, which is the leading cause of blindness for working age adults. And so really we're seeing a true renaissance in the field where a lot of new treatments are coming about, a lot of new mechanisms as the field has started to better understand the underlying disease.
All right, well, that's great news. And
Yeah.
George, it's been wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.